Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, what do we have here? Supposedly, the US is running out of money for Ukraine. Well, I don't think so. I don't think that would end like that. Like, oh my God, it's just some bureaucratic glitch somewhere and we can't send money to Ukraine anymore. I made a video yesterday and I covered a report where supposedly the UK doesn't have more money, cannot send any more weapons because it sent everything they had extra, and they will not send the challenged two tanks. The Challenger two tanks because I don't know why. I suspect 99%. I would say that because they got blown up too quickly, and that's not good advertisement for them. Therefore, they have to keep it aside so the potential buyers don't see how fantastic they are. But hey, that's my assumption based on some statements. Nevertheless, let's go back to this issue of United States running out of money in November. I don't think that will happen. But let's read this little article coming from the ugly, bad Sputnik, right there. U.S. funding for Ukraine government reportedly to run dry by November. They will give more. So let's see what these guys are saying. After a stopgap measure to avoid a government shutdown was passed by Congress without including funding for Ukraine, Pentagon Comptroller Michael McCord warned U.S. lawmakers that the Department of Defense was swiftly running out of money needed to replenish its own military stockpiles, drained by the funneling of aid to Kiev. Without another abundant infusion of cash from Congress, U.S. funding for Ukraine's government expenditures will run dry by November. Ukraine's government expenditures, that is pensions, income, and so on, salaries. A report citing officials in Washington and Kiev says Congress passed a temporary funding bill to keep the federal government running until November 17 and dodged a shutdown by leaving out $6 billion for Ukraine. The sum was part of the $24 billion in emergency aid for Kiev requested by Biden on top of the $100 billion in assistance already provided to the regime. Well, that's going to be what's going to be. So, meanwhile, one Washington official revealed that the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, will process an October funds transfer of $1.15 billion through the World Bank. Yeah, okay. Now, the World Bank's public expenditures for administrative capacity endurance, peace, program has sent Ukraine $23.4 billion all told, with $20.2 billion funded by the US and $2 billion from the UK. Since the Ukraine conflict escalated, overall US aid to Ukraine totals $72.8 billion, according to the Kiel Institute for the World Economy, the report noted. Well, it devises issues of Ukraine spending. Well, now they say that there's corruption over there and they should solve corruption. Okay. And as I explained many times before, it can't be, the king is poor guy, is the victim, and he's clear and nice as the crystal, and everybody else underneath are the rats. I don't think so. I mean, in fact, to be the leader of a company, or especially to get the power, you have to be the best in getting the power, if you know what I mean. That is, and I gave the example of the kings, or the big leaders. Oh my God, they're so nice. Well, how do you think they got over there? By dispensing flowers to everyone? No, I don't think. I think they have to have a lot of qualities in order to get there. So anyway, I don't think this little panic. Now they try the last attempt to resuscitate a person who is in a little coma or something. But if you're in coma, you don't use that. But anyway, in shock, your heart doesn't beat anymore. So they try to do this with the society, which is, oh my god, those guys, if you don't put pressure on your politicians, which are A, B, C, D, those are the bad guys, poor Ukrainians will die. So you put pressure on those are the bad people. Don't elect them again, like it matters. Anyway, but for tards that works. And don't vote for them anymore, because they are the bad people. They are directly responsible for for losing the war in Ukraine, or the Ukrainians losing and the Russians winning. They're gonna spin it like this. It's always creating this guilt, feeling of guilt, by pointing out and hurting you, like, oh my god, if you don't give me your money, the humanity will end. No, it will not. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.